diffusion basically helps in the spread of different substances throughout the cytoplasm of the cell. Because you know, right, when you eat food, your food passes your food pipe, it reaches your stomach, and then it gets digested, and then it gets absorbed in the blood, and then the blood basically circulates that glucose all over your cells of your body, and then each of your cell gets that glucose, which later on will convert into energy. Now this is not something that is present in the cell, right? The cytoplasm which is there in the cell will do that needful. It is going to spread substances from one part of the cell to another. The process is diffusion. So with the help of diffusion, things will get transported from one part or one region of the cell to the rest of the part wherever it is required. Okay, so what does cell membrane do? Cell membrane basically helps in the spread of different substances throughout the cytoplasm of the cell. Diffusion helps in exchange of the respiratory gases between the cell and their environment. This is a very important use of diffusion. How do you think does your blood get the oxygen? I inhale, I exhale. In that one breath, what has happened? The air that I had inhaled, the oxygen that I had trapped went into my nostrils, like the air entered my nostrils, entered my lungs, in the lungs entered my bronchus, from the bronchus entered my bronchiole, from the bronchiole entered into the alveoli, the balloon-like structures which are the tiniest unit in the lung. From that balloon, that is the alveoli was in close contact with the capillary of blood, right? Now the capillary of blood is single celled. It's very thin. It's just made up of a single cell. Okay. And this alveoli, it is also made up of a single cell. There, diffusion takes place. Oxygen from this air will enter into the deoxygenated blood that is there in your capillary. And carbon dioxide from your capillary is more in the capillary, right? So that carbon dioxide will enter into your alveoli, then into the bronchiole, to the bronchus, and now through your nostrils the carbon dioxide goes back into the environment while you exhale, whereas the oxygen has now reached your blood, into your body, reaching all the thirsty cells, wherever the oxygen is required. So this is the importance and the use of diffusion. Again, transpiration is a diffusion process as well. That's happening in the plants. Flowers, they spread aroma. Just the example that I gave you, the perfume example, just like the same. Why do you sometimes smell when there are flowers around in the garden and you smell that sweet smell of flowers? How is that possible? How are you able to smell the flowers? That's because the flowers spread the aroma, it diffuses there, and then you could smell. Yes, how does diffusion helps us or the plants? The diffusion helps the plants for pollination. With the help of that flowery smell, they attract insects. The insects will come and then they will help in pollination, right? Or the flowers will attract other animals or animals like us, where we will not anyways help in pollination, but then the other animals will do, right? They will stick on the pollen grains on their body, and when they reach some other flower or plant, they will just drop the pollens there. So that is how diffusion is useful.